So take a look at this, right? I'm gonna explain what this means, but I just want you to see this right here. Right now, in this first example, my fists are tight and closed off. When I relax, my palms are open and ready to receive. Now, you have no idea what I'm talking about. In this video, what I'm gonna share with you is the #1 mindset hack that I use to essentially to get more money. And it's one of the things I want you to do, especially if you're watching this and you're a student of my Get Clients Now program. This is something that I teach you guys all the time. And I want you to watch this video and take really good notes, okay? When you have a client, a potential client that reaches out to you, they're kind of interested in working with you. Your first instinct is gonna be say, oh my gosh, I'm so attached. This would be the perfect client. We should totally work together. I can totally help this person. Instantly, you become attached to the idea. What we want you to do is relax and say, it would be great if this person worked with me, but there's always another one on the way, always the next one. Or my next painful client is on her way to me right now. When you approach it with that attitude, you become very detached. And it gets to the point you have a mature, and this is like literally a maturity as an entrepreneur. You have a maturity and a very balanced, stable emotion, even when the client signs up. So right now, likely in your business, when you have a client that signs up, excitement, your dopamine hits the ceiling and then it comes down. And then in the same way, when a client doesn't sign up, you get really depressed and you get really upset and you take it really personally. What I do is if you imagine like a line being tracked, I'm just like this every day. And when you're a new entrepreneur, it's like this. And a lot of it is because you haven't learned how to have that emotional detachment to the outcome. Yet the more emotionally detached we are, the more money we make. So what I want to do now that we're clear on this, and that when you're like, I see it all the time with my newer students, when they say, oh, somebody booked a call with me and it didn't show up, and they didn't show up and it's the end of the world. Or, oh, somebody said they were going to work with me and I dropped the payment link and they didn't buy. No worries, no problem. You're okay, you're fine. What I want to do is I want to share, I've got 3 tips for you to help you hold your leads loosely. So you should be like this at all times, right? And then your leads just start flowing into your open, detached palms. The minute markers are going to slide right off. And really what's happening, if this was a better analogy, is your palms are closed like this. The markers are bouncing off of you. Spill my water. #1, I want you to check your sales notifications as little as possible. So what I used to do is I used to have an instant sales notifications. So I would get a dopamine rush every time I made a sale. And so I turned all of that off. And now I check my revenue once or twice a month. That's it. And this keeps me focused. This is a topic for a whole nother video, but this keeps me focused on doing things that are actually going to drive more revenue. So because I stopped being so attached to what my revenue is at and what my sales notifications were being, and I just turned all that off, I actually got more revenue driving projects done. I actually started making more money just by turning off my sales notifications. Be intentional and check that stuff once or twice a month at the most. Second thing that I do when I have a lead, and this is something that it's almost like it's been so long since I've done this, I forget that I used to do this. When you have a lead that comes in, think about it less. If that happens, don't be compulsively thinking about it. Say, if you think of that person, instead of being like, oh, I hope they close. I hope they sign up. I could really use the money. Oh, that would be so good. It would be so awesome because the content worked out so well. And I put out blah, 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 right? Just your brain goes and thinks all this. Instead of doing that, when that lead or that person pops up in your brain, say, thank you for that lead. Or there's always more where that came from. And then move on with your day. So get in the habit of anytime you think about a lead where you drop the payment link, you go into your messages to see if she saw the message that you sent. Don't be doing any of that. Just, oh, hey, yeah, Sarah messaged me. Thank you for that. And then when it's time to go in and do your sales messages because you have that scheduled in every day, then you can think about Sarah. But just say, oh, yep, Sarah, there's more where that came from. And like it's controlling the energy is really what it is. You're not allowing yourself to be frantic and frazzled and compulsive about it. You're saying, oh, yeah, that's right. I did drop that payment link. More where that came from. And you go on to the next bit of the project. You've got to harness your emotions as a new entrepreneur. Otherwise, you're going to be caught in that yo-yo loop. Third thing that you need to do, you need to focus on sales and revenue driving activities. Here's the thing. And by the way, I call these income generating activities or IGAs. And I teach this in my Get Clients Now program. So if you aren't a student in my Get Clients Now program, in the GCN program, that's where I teach you step by step by step how to get clients. What happens is when you're doing that and you have a ton of leads coming in, you're less worried about each individual lead. So I have so many people joining the Get Clients Net program. I have so many people sending me messages about the Get Clients Net program. I have so many people just straight up enrolling in the Get Clients Net program. I don't have time to worry about individual leads. I don't have energy to worry about individual leads. But and this is so important, you cannot miss this, that I got to that point of having so many leads because I stopped worrying about it first. So if you think, oh yeah, sure, well, easy for Maria to say, she's got hundreds of leads. Of course she's not worried. I won't worry when I get 200 leads. You're never going to get 200 leads. You need to not worry now. So back in the day when I was making a very small amount of money and every lead felt precious, every lead felt scarce, I trained myself to say, oh, more where that came from, and focus on revenue generating activities and focus on things that were going to drive sales. The more you let go, the more money you make. By the way, if you're feeling like you would like my help on this, if you want to take a next step, what you should do is you should come to the workshop that I'm hosting. In this workshop, what I do is basically I create a business game plan for you. We'll do it together. And I create this business game plan. And one of the things we talk about in this business game plan is what you need to do to get more clients, essentially what you need to do to attract more leads. There's a whole section of this that's called the attract section. And it's literally about attracting more people into your world. So if you're interested, go to mariawent.com/workshop to get the details. It's totally free. My gift to you, save your seat by going to mariawent.com/workshop. And I'll see you on the other side of that. Remember, hold your leads loosely. Don't be walking around the world like this. Take that breath, release. If you like this video, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe. We make 3 videos every single week, teaching you everything that you need to know about making money, getting more leads, attracting more clients, growing a successful business. Again, hit that subscribe button. Let me know that you like videos like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.